Before the first star ignited the darkness, before the concept of time even began, there existed only the kingdom of light. This was the divine realm, a place of unimaginable beauty and perfect harmony, where celestial beings known as angels served the great Creator. They were beings of pure light, wisdom, and power, each a unique expression of divine perfection. Among all these magnificent beings, one shone brighter than any other. His name was Lucifer, the son of the morning, the light-bearer. He was described as the seal of perfection, overflowing with wisdom and flawless in beauty. Every gem adorned him. His brilliance was a sight to behold, a testament to the Creator's artistry. He walked among the fiery stones in the holy mountain of God, the highest and most honored of all created beings. But even in the heart of this absolute perfection, something dark and insidious began to stir. A single thought, like a tiny seed planted in the most fertile soil, started to grow. It was a thought that would ultimately shatter the peace of eternity and change the course of existence forever. Lucifer, despite being the pinnacle of angelic creation, was not content. A subtle, dangerous feeling began to take root in his soul: pride. It was a slow-growing poison creeping into the corners of his perfect mind. He gazed upon his own reflection, saw his own radiant beauty, felt his immense power, and a question formed within him: why should I serve? Why shouldn't I be the one who is served? This wasn't just a fleeting thought, it became an obsession. He began to believe that his own glory was self-derived, not a gift from his Creator. He coveted the throne of the universe itself, desiring to be like the Most High. This single desire, born of pride, began to corrupt him from the inside out. The light-bearer started to cast a shadow, and so he began his campaign. Not with open defiance at first, but with subtle whispers in the shadows of the celestial halls. He would approach other angels, his friends and companions, and plant seeds of doubt. He would masterfully question the Creator's laws, suggesting they were restrictive. He questioned the Creator's character, implying a lack of fairness. This was the first lie ever told, the secret, sinister beginning of the Great Rebellion. Lucifer was charismatic, intelligent, and incredibly persuasive. He painted a dazzling picture for his fellow angels, promising them a new kingdom, a new order. In this new reality, they wouldn't be servants, they would be masters. They would control their own destinies, free from the perceived constraints of the Creator. He promised them freedom and exaltation, a higher state of being that he alone could provide. At first, the whispers were met with confusion. The angels had only ever known love, loyalty, and perfect harmony. The concepts of jealousy, rebellion, and deceit were utterly foreign. But Lucifer was persistent. His arguments were clever, his charm was intoxicating. His own radiant presence seemed to lend credibility to his claims. Slowly but surely, the whispers grew louder. They evolved from quiet conversations into a powerful, resonating roar that echoed through the heavens. A shocking number of celestial beings were captivated by his vision. They looked at his brilliance, blinded by his ambition, and chose to believe his promises over the truth they had always known. It said that a third of the heavenly host, countless billions of angels, joined his cause. The perfect unity of the divine realm was fractured. Heaven was split in two. On one side stood the loyalists, those who remained steadfast in their love and devotion to the Creator. They were led by the powerful Michael the Archangel, whose name means "who is like God," a direct challenge to Lucifer's claim. On the other side stood the rebels, a vast army of once glorious angels, now united in their defiance. They were led by the fallen star, the one who was once called Lucifer, now on the path to becoming Satan, the adversary. The eternal silence of the divine realm was broken. The air, once filled with songs of praise, now crackled with tension and the sound of gathering armies. The radiant light of heaven was dimmed by the looming shadow of conflict. The war before time, the first and greatest of all wars, was about to begin. The fate of heaven, and indeed the future of the yet-to-be-created universe, hung in the balance. Thank you for watching. If you found this story compelling, be sure to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss the next part of this epic saga. We'll explore the cataclysmic battle that shook the heavens and its profound consequences for all of creation. See you in the next video.